All right, welcome back. My name is Chris Sachinelli, and I get to build, buy, and sell simple profit businesses every single day. And today we are picking up on what is now our third week, building out our revenue engine, right? So for the first week, we jumped in, we went through the overview of this schematic of what a revenue engine is and how we approach it. Last week, we went through how we start with an offer, right? So everything starts somewhere, and where we started was with an offer. And now in our third week, we're in step number 2 of building our revenue engine, which is actually building the workflow, right? Building the business system, the simple system behind the revenue engine, which is realistically what allows us to achieve and accomplish and implement and experience what we're seeing in terms of this schematic on the screen, right? So we're going to try to keep this simple as we get through today's video. And we're going to keep it refined to the concept of converting a lead, working a lead through a workflow system, back-end business system, to be able to segment leads, enrich data, enrich the leads, and score a lead so that we can nurture them over time, support a customer journey from a cold potential prospect through to a warm to then a qualified potential conversion, right? So this is the system. This is the system at the end that supports our revenue engine. I'm not going to get too technical in the form of setting it up on today. So today is going to be kind of the strategy or the structure, and it's not the implementation of it. But for the most part, if you can pick up what I'm putting down, then you can be able to go out and build it yourself. Or you could work with, maybe one of our portfolio companies at Bootstrapper Capital to help implement this. Or you could do it in public in the community and get a little bit of support at Bootstrapper Community, bootstrapper.community. So in terms of the simple system, where things start is your lead magnet. The lead magnet is where we left off in the last video, which is the offer itself. So the offer, I'm not going to go back into that. If you want to learn a little bit more about how to position or create or craft the perfect offer, we have a whole, I think it's like 30 or 40 minute video on how to do that. But once you've gotten your offer down and you've been able to drive traffic to that page, folks are going to convert through, and now they're inside of your business system. So once they're converting, and I showed in the last video how that conversion takes place, typically through a form, right? Or some sort of email capture that exchanges an email for the offer that you're presenting. They're going to now be inside of your email, your business system, ideally a CRM, customer relationship management tool that you're leveraging, such as HubSpot. We leverage HubSpot. You can see them up in the corner. We're actually going to show you parts of our HubSpot today. But there's a lot out there, right? There's a ton out there, and we don't want to necessarily endorse or position you to go to one versus the other. We want you to have the freedom to decide to make the best decision for yourself. You can also use things like your newsletter platforms, right? So we also use Beehive for ours, but there's a lot. There's MailChimp, there's Letterhead, there's so many now. And they'll oftentimes have forms that you can embed and put into your website, convert people through, add them to your list, right? Which is a big part of this component. So we do want to emphasize that a little bit. And then you can set up the second part, which would be a drip campaign, right? So the email drip. So going to our example from last week, our offer, right, that we are positioning and driving traffic, awareness, attention to is around stealing our revenue engine, right? Once we complete this whole series and I record, all of the 10 or 11 videos that are going to be tied to it, we'll likely shift this offer to be steal our revenue engine plus, get a mini course, a 10 series mini course to set it up, right? So now it's like, here's the tool plus the teach, train, equip type of thing. That's a better overall offer. So we'll likely include this. But when you enter your email here, what you're going to get is that, again, schematic for you to steal, but you're going to get added inside of our business system. We utilize Beehive for this. So this is adding you to our list. It's segmenting where you're coming from. So it's showing us that the traffic source is this page and that you engaged with this offer, which tells us a little bit of interest or intent, right? It also automatically, because we have an integration set up using Zapier through a workflow, feeds our HubSpot CRM. So it's adding it to our newsletter. It's also adding the lead to our HubSpot, and again, adding to a specific list segmentation so that we can keep track of intent-based data, right? So the first goal is to get that lead magnet set up in the form of a landing page. Make sure your systems are set up to be able to capture the email. And then you want to feed the data in terms of where it's coming from into your systems. So into your newsletter and into your CRM, so that you can then have like an email drip set up. So again, future state tied to this would be a multi-series part of the lead magnet itself, a better version, right? Always be optimizing. A better version of this lead magnet, this offer, is the thing, the schematic, plus a 10-day, mini course series, newsletter series. In that situation, we can systematically, through our drip sequence, a drip meaning automated emails, right? Maybe one email every day, starting 24 hours after the person signed up, or at 8 a.m., Eastern Standard Time the next day. You could set it up with different types of systems in place, right? But the goal is once they take action, you A, give them what they took action around, but then B, you're going to continue to hit and nurture that attention. You want to work that attention while you have it so that you could position other offers. And the offers you're going to position will be tripwire offers. And a tripwire offer is something that continues to build upon the lead magnet, right? The thing about a lead magnet, what makes a lead magnet great is you're solving somebody's problem right now, knowing the fact that once that problem is solved, it's just going to bring them to the next problem. And a great lead magnet positions the next thing you're going to offer. For example, with the revenue engine schematic, if somebody's interested in a revenue engine schematic and they click intent-based to get one, right, the likelihood of needing help implementing it is really high. So a really great free, next level tripwire would be in our email drip sequence, maybe email 2 or maybe email 3, a free, hey, book a call for 1 hour to help you implement this revenue engine, or to review and audit and analyze your existing revenue engine to potentially position a new one or adopt this schematic, right? So the tripwire offer are going to be things that are tied to your initial lead magnet. Again, each lead magnet should have its own unique drip sequence. So content that adds and compounds on the value of what that person was originally interested in and that you've already delivered value to, right? Again, they came in, the traffic came in. Lead magnet was to get the revenue engine schematic. We gave them the schematic. A continuation of value would be the 10 email mini course of how to implement it, right? Inclusive in the content, in the value, the goodwill of that mini course would be the additional tripwire offers, such as book a call to review yours for free. That creates the opportunity for a conversion point to take place, which a conversion point is an opportunity for the potential customer to take action and become active, right? So you're taking a cold potential prospect and you're turning them into a warm, active potential opportunity, qualified lead, right? So segmentation takes place when people take actions such as click on a lead magnet, right? They're coming in from that page. You can attribute it, right? You can put into your system, and record that because it came from this form, it goes to this list. So you can segment, right? You can attribute to the specific intent-based, lead magnet, for example, right? The enrichment comes in when you leverage other third-party platforms. HubSpot now has like an integrated platform where you're leveraging data platforms to enrich the contact, the information, the profile of the lead, leveraging what you have, which is their email, or as much as what you're able to collect. Email, maybe their website or their name, to then enrich the data. And you can leverage these platforms to then enrich the contact data so you get a better profile of who your potential customer is, which then allows you to better segment them, right? Because you can potentially enrich it based off of maybe revenue, right? How much revenue, or employee count, or you could leverage potentially some what systems they're using, because you can even pull that. Like, for example, if they are using HubSpot, for example, since we've been using them so much in this conversation, you can take that enrichment data, helps you better segment. Better segmentation allows for better follow-up and for more value creation, so that you can continually deliver maximum potential value to create as much goodwill to potentially position something that's an offer that gets them to a conversion point where they actually take action and they become a potential opportunity for you, a conversation, or maybe it's a free trial that they're taking action to, or they're booking a call, right? So whatever your conversion point is, that's what you're working towards, right? And that ties back to everything that goes on up here, and that's the customer relationship. In our situation, early example, we're working folks towards a community trial. We're trying to get them to be community members and then eventually clients. That's our general community customer journey, right? Flow. And then we also have the ability to book calls depending upon qualifications, right? Not qualified, if qualified, right? And that's all based off of segmentation and the enrichment. And then the scoring allows you to go even deeper, because now scoring is how you leverage intent-based or action-based data. So if somebody comes in and they leverage one lead magnet, maybe you give them a score of 10. If they go and they activate through maybe another tripwire offer, then you're going to give them another 10 points. So, they'll be at a total score of 20 versus 10. So their intent-based score, their intent-based data off of actions is higher. So they're potentially a more qualified lead with higher interest for you to focus on, because strategy equals focus. And when you're trying to build and optimize your revenue engine, you want to be able to focus on the best opportunities in as timely of a manner as possible, right? Strategy equals focus. You want to make good, timely decisions. Time kills all deals, right? So you want to be able to know where to focus and take action quick, right? Get to value fast. So by leveraging all of these things and setting up your system through back-end workflows, right, you can set it up so that you're segmenting, you're enriching, and you're scoring, which allows you to focus, right? You're doing so because you're setting, it's like a system. It's a simple system. If they did this, then add this, right? And you can set up workflows and automations to be able to do this inside of your business system. And this is a very simple business system. Pretty much any business in the world can set something like this up. And it becomes a game changer. It makes a total difference, right? As the business evolves, sometimes it gets more sophisticated, but for the most part, fundamentals work, right? Get to the basics, back to the basics. Foundationally speaking, a simple business system works, right? Simple works. It's not always easy, but simple definitely works. The back-end workflows is what allows the machine or the engine to work for you, right? So you want to be able to set it up where all of these things are happening. You set it up once, and then automatically it works for you forever, right? And you're able to reap the rewards, right, into perpetuity. You also want to have your system do a lot of the blocking and tackling, right? As much of the components that there may be human error or human time, right? Realistically, human error and human time are typically like hand in hand, but you want to be able to remove the human component through your business system to support people in focusing on where they can create value. A simple example of this would be, if say somebody in our business system booked a call, so our offers, go to the tripwire offers, right? So lead magnet, campaign drip, tripwire offer, somebody schedules time to book a call. They're going to be here. They're going to go through the system to actually book a call, enter into their information. And then when they confirm this and they schedule it, emails are going to automatically go out for reminders of the call, what to prepare for the call, any materials prior to going into the call. Right? It's going to set up reminders and triggers for whoever the associated account executive, sales representative, etc., whoever is tied to that potential opportunity, so that they can review the account. Right? You're going to set up all those back-end workflows so that the blocking and tackling is taken care of, so that the people can focus on potentially driving as much value into the opportunity as they possibly can, which hopefully increases the likelihood of a conversion, which is what we're trying to work for. Now, if you set this up, again, this is a very simple schematic, right? Super simple schematic, but again, simple works. If you set something like this up, asterisk being like, right? This is an example. If you send something like this up, doesn't mean it's always going to work. Now, sometimes it's going to work. And as you optimize, always be optimizing, you may be able to get it from 20% of the leads coming in, end up in an opportunity, a call, or whatever your conversion point is. And maybe you tweak your email campaigns, you tweak your messaging, you tweak the value. Great example, how we intend. I'm already forecasting what I'm going to do to optimize this landing page example that we're using in the series, the revenue engine schematic. Right now it's offering the schematic, next step optimization, more, better, new, better, revenue schematic, plus 10-day mini course, right? Integrate more tripwire offers, more opportunities to convert into conversion points, right? That's a simple example, right? Simple example. You can always be optimizing, and the goal is to increase the amount of conversions that you're ultimately getting off of this. So maybe you go from 20% and then slowly over time you get to 80%. It would be amazing if you get to 100. I hope that you do, right? That would be an amazing opportunity in terms of optimization into an ROI. However, this stuff doesn't always work. And if it doesn't always work, and say there's that runoff or that bleed, right? So 20% convert, 80% don't. What you want to make sure you're doing is converting people into a nurture container. And the nurture container ties back up to our overall revenue engine up here. We're going to get to it in terms of step number 4. So not next video, but the video after, we're actually going to talk about the nurture container and the importance of consistency inside of that nurture container. But for us, the example would be the newsletter. All right, so for us, Simple Profits newsletter, or one of the newsletters that we run, is a great example of a nurture container. It's a way to continually capture, convert, and then once you have, be able to nurture the relationship by continually delivering, somewhat passive, intentional value over a long period of time. And then hopefully, if you're doing a really good job with that nurture container, it continues to recycle and feed your revenue engine and ultimately your entirety of the business system. So this is a super simple example of a overall system. For us, the goal is to be able to drive folks in this example of what we're doing right now for the Build in Public into the community over at bootstrapper.community. So all of our tripwire offers, instead of booking to a call, we're trying to book folks to just kind of come in and make a pledge so that we can get things going with the community, which is where our current focus is, tied to this specific example of a revenue engine that we're building within the scenario that is this Build in Public for Bootstrapper Capital, right? So if you are interested, if you're building and you're looking to maybe build better together, if you're bootstrapping on a budget and you'd like to build a better business, potentially bootstrap a better lifestyle or a life for yourself and your family, definitely check out the Bootstrapper community. If you're already a member of it, definitely try to maximize the value of your membership. Leverage the boot camps that we have, leverage the ability to build in public, leverage the ability to tap into the community advisory to get feedback, right? Have good communication loops, right? Be able to tap into the resources, right? It's all about community connections and capital. And hopefully as a team, hopefully as a community, we are able to bridge this gap and make this a education through ownership endeavor, where we are able to potentially do something like a Reg CF or something of that nature, give the community back to its members. We think that would be really, really cool. Hopefully we're able to accomplish that. If you watched this far in the video, I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. This is, again, a part of the Revenue Engine series. So as we discussed today, all of these things we're doing it live, we're doing it in public. All of this was one take. I just literally set up the tabs, did it. We do this every single day. So we quite literally build, buy, and sell every single day over at Bootstrapper Capital, which is my full-time kind of day-to-day focus, where we are trying to provide the most affordable and flexible performance-based capital, specifically bootstrapper-friendly performance-based capital solution, for folks that are building on a budget. we'll pick it up on the next series. Appreciate it. Till next time.